Please welcome to the stage Senator Ed Markey, joined by Mary Ellen Sprinkle of the Core Network.
Wow. Can I get this picture? Wow. Thank you. So thank you so much for this incredible award. And thank all those wonderful voices from Massachusetts for their beautiful words, and you can thank Massachusetts for giving you, from Springfield, Michael Smith as the head of AmeriCorps. So Massachusetts is in the house. David is over here from North Carolina. Just what an incredible honor this is, and I'm thrilled to be here with all of the incredible leaders who are in this room, who work every single day to create opportunities for a better world for each and every one of us. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the inspiration behind the Green New Deal and the father of the Civilian Conservation Corps, said, "In these days of difficulty, we Americans everywhere must and will choose the path of social justice, the path of faith, the path of hope, and the path of love towards our fellow men and women." So when I was a junior at Boston College as a history major, and they said, "What is your thesis going to be on this year?" And you can pick anything in the 20th century to write it on. I wrote it on the Civilian Conservation Corps, my favorite program of the 20th century in the United States. That was my paper. And it was just, to me, so inspiring that President Roosevelt would think of a way of bringing, at that time, young men, and unfortunately, young white men for the most part, and not women of any nationality at all, out into the wilderness to do God's work. And that's kind of the beginning of it, but like our Constitution, we had to work harder in order to make sure that we would make it a more perfect union. And so that's really what the AmeriCorps of today is all about. That's what all of the organizations that we're talking about today represent, because we've lived through days of difficulty. We're fighting together against these crises, the unrelenting climate crisis, threats to global democracy, the racial justice crisis, the economic inequality crisis, and a pandemic which laid bare the deep challenges within our healthcare and safety net systems. And I know that I'm getting this award tonight, but honestly, each of you, one by one, should come up here and get this award, because you're doing it every single day in your communities. And for me, that just says that you're heroes every single day doing this work. You've chosen a path of hope. You've chosen a path of faith and love, and most importantly, action to get things done in communities all across our country. And our communities are besieged by wildfires, record heat waves, superstorms fueled by climate change. The impacts of the climate crisis are unprecedented and unequivocal, and our responsibility to act is undeniable. Service members are not just helping us save the world from these threats, they are helping to build a world that is worth saving every single day of your lives. And that's why last Congress, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and I introduced the Civilian Climate Corps for Jobs and Justice Act, so that we can begin the movement towards creating something that gives young people who want to serve a place where they will be compensated and given jobs that help our country to meet its highest aspirational goals for who we are as a people. And the legislation will build off of FDR's 20th century civilian conservation corps, supercharge already successful national service programs, and employ a diverse group of young people to complete projects that help communities respond to the climate crisis and transition to a clean economy. In announcing the Civilian Conservation Corps, President Roosevelt said that it won't just be about the work itself. More important than material gains, he said, will be the moral and spiritual value of such work. If he could have seen the work on climate and resilience that our National Service Corps members are already doing, as well as what we could unleash with a full civilian climate corps, he would have added the environmental gains, the national security gains, the health gains that could be added to that list. So we're not going to stop fighting for a civilian climate corps. We're going to make it a reality. There is no known instance of an Irishman from Massachusetts voluntarily leaving the United States Senate. So I'm not leaving until we have figured out a way of getting the votes in the House and Senate to ensure that we have a civilian climate corps. The Inflation Reduction Act, the bipartisan infrastructure law supercharge the amount of funding going towards conservation and climate resiliency projects. We will need millions of workers to help get this work done. We need the Biden administration across every agency to partner with our invaluable service members in order to turn ideals into action and proposals into projects. And I believe in national service and the future civilian climate corps because I believe in you. You are addressing the moral, health, economic, national security, and environmental crises of our time by bringing climate action into the service agenda. Your service and leadership inspires my fight, and I will continue to fight alongside members of Voices for National Service and our allies in Congress for a civilian climate corps and for service members to be a key partner in implementing the Inflation Reduction Act and the bipartisan infrastructure law. So when we keep hearing code red alarms from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change that this is a final warning to address the climate crisis, while we hear that climate-fueled disasters caused $1.1 trillion in damage over the past 10 years in the United States alone, and while we hear about the harms that climate impacts and dirty air and unclean water cause Black, brown, and indigenous communities across this country, I stay grounded in hope and optimism that we will rise to the occasion and meet this moment and take the necessary action to save our people and our planet. And that is because of the incredible and inspiring people who are here this evening, working every single day to choose the path of faith, the path of hope, and the path of love towards our communities and our climate. You want to engage in preventative care. The planet is running a fever. There are no emergency rooms for planets. It needs preventative care, and that's who all of you are. We have to learn how to work smarter and not harder, and that's what you all do every single day. My mother used to say to me, Eddie, when she was disappointed in me, Eddie, your father and I, we're going to donate your brain to Harvard Medical School as a completely unused human organ. You have to learn how to work smarter and not harder. That's what you do every single day for our country. Thank you all so much for this absolutely incredible award. Thank you.